Home remedies to cure yeast infection. Vaginitis is an infection of the vagina caused by a particular form of fungus called Candida. Although yeast is constantly present in our bodies, when it overgrows, it can lead to illness. Yeast infections of the vagina are the second most frequent type of vaginal infection, which is highly common. A vaginal yeast infection may develop as a result of numerous factors that upset the body's chemical equilibrium, including pregnancy, antibiotic use, diabetes, etc. Learn more about the origins, signs, and some potential home cures for vaginal yeast infections by reading on. Why do vaginal yeast infections occur? Candida is a fungus that causes vaginal yeast infections. These yeasts are often found in modest amounts throughout the body. When the environment in our bodies is in balance, they don't cause any issues. However, when the equilibrium is upset, they quickly multiply and result in a yeast infection. Other names for this illness include vaginal candidiasis and vulvovaginal candidiasis. This particular form of vaginitis, a condition characterized by swelling, pain, and discharge from the vagina. Some of the elements that may cause vaginal yeast infections include apparel that is too snug, using sanitary napkins, intrauterine device usage, IUDs, creams for spermiation, several medications, including systemic corticosteroids and broad-spectrum antibiotics, high oral contraceptive dosages, allergic rhinitis and allergies causing itching, watery eyes, runny nose, etc. Creams for spermiation. Engaging in oral sex. There are a few typical vaginal infection symptoms that you can look out for if you have a vaginal yeast infection. These are what they are. Vaginal and vulvar swelling and erythema. You can experience burning when urinating. The vagina and vulva are itchy. Small scrapes or splits in the afflicted area. A cottage cheese-like vaginal discharge that is extremely thick. A vaginal yeast infection may also cause pain during sexual activity. How to treat vaginal yeast infection at home. There are a few natural treatments or at-home cures that may be useful for vaginal yeast infections. However, applying the following treatments is extremely individualized and necessitates additional study. 1. Vulva maintenance. Your doctor may advise you to follow a few guidelines to care for your vagina and vulva, the outer portion of female genitalia that serves as the uterus's entrance and shield. These habits could shield you against yeast infections. Your doctor could advise against frequently bathing the vulva. Additionally, it can be advised to stay away from some irritants including bubble baths, vaginal sprays, or powders, and fragrant soaps. 2. Modification of diet. Consuming yeast-based bread has been linked in studies to recurrent vaginal yeast infections. According to a different study, consumption of refined carbohydrates may contribute to the worsening of vaginal yeast infection symptoms. Vaginal yeast infections may be treated with a diet low in yeast and processed sugars. To back up these findings, more study is necessary. 3. Garlic. Perhaps garlic has antifungal properties. Garlic may be able to treat vaginal yeast infections, according to studies. Allicin, the active ingredient in garlic, may inhibit the growth of fungi. To demonstrate its efficacy, more studies on humans and animals are needed. Additionally, it could result in chemical burns or allergic responses. So before using, please seek medical advice. 4. Tea tree oil. According to several research, tea tree oil may have the ability to function as a natural antifungal and antibacterial agent. It might be beneficial to use tea tree pessaries, a medication capsule placed into the vagina, or tea tree oil in the bath. They might also be offered as creams and gels. There is a potential that it will irritate certain people extremely badly. In a study, it was hypothesized that the vagina's acidic environment would affect tea tree oil's ability to work. Because of this, each individual may experience different effects on the vagina. 5. Microorganisms. Probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria, may protect against vaginal yeast infections. Recolonization, or filling up the gaps left by lost bacteria, is possible to be beneficial, particularly for lactobacillus. As a result, your doctor may advise eating yogurt or taking probiotic supplements. Your doctor may occasionally advise probiotic creams to be applied to or injected into the vagina. 6. Creams and suppository. Boric acid and other antifungal creams may be beneficial in treating recurrent vaginal yeast infections. Certain drugs need the insertion of pessaries into the vagina. A gelatin capsule-encased antifungal agent is present in the pessaries. The gelatin capsule melts when it is inserted into the vagina because of the body's heat, releasing the medication. The medication may act immediately and aid in the fight against the vaginal infection because it is directly released into the vagina. Compared to creams, it might be more efficient. Consequently, your doctor might advise using them. 7. Clothes sweating may result from wearing tight-fitting clothing, pantyhose, and synthetic undergarments. In order to avoid any fungal infections, it is best to avoid them. To treat fungus infections, cotton undergarments and clothing are preferable. This is not supported by science, though. Freshly washed and dried underwear may help disinfect it and lower the risk of vaginal yeast infection, according to one study. 8. Seeds of coriander. Coriander seeds may help treat vaginal yeast infections, according to India's National Health Portal. You must soak some coriander seeds in water overnight before using them. It might be beneficial to strain the water and consume it on an empty stomach. However, before using this cure, you should speak with a doctor. 9. Cranberry juice. Cranberry juice may also be beneficial in the treatment of vaginal yeast infection. Drinking fresh cranberry juice without added sugars might be even better. More research is needed, however, to prove the potential benefits of cranberry juice against vaginal infection. 10. Eating raw or lightly steamed ladyfinger might be helpful. Consuming ripe bananas might also be beneficial. Cleaning the vaginal area with freshly squeezed lemon juice and water may be beneficial in the treatment of vaginal yeast infection. However, ensure that you consult a doctor before using any home remedy. When to get medical help. In the following situations, you should get medical attention by seeing a doctor. If you initially experience the signs of a yeast infection. If you have a vaginal yeast infection, but are unsure about it. When you get additional unidentified or strange symptoms in your vagina. If the symptoms are not relieved by the drugs, lotions, suppositories, etc. that your doctor has given. If the symptoms do not go away with home remedies, you shouldn't rely solely on them to treat the disease. Instead, you should seek the counsel of a skilled doctor.